Good morning, everyone. Today's my topic is Introduction to C++. Myself, Daisy Kalita, Assistant Professor from the Department of Computer Science, USDM. So, in my topic, today's topic, we can learn how to we start the C++, what is the basic of the C++, how can we write one C++ program with the help of basic blocks, and using this block, what are the advantages we get in the C++. These things we can going to discuss in the today's class. So basically, what is C++? C++ is the one of the programming language which is based on the object-oriented programming, and previously we get the C programming, and C++ programming is the extension part of the C programming. So C++ is always based on the C programming, but C programming was the procedural programming language, where C++ is the object-oriented programming language, and everything in the C++ we can define with the help of object. So basically, what is the C++? C++ is a cross-platform language that can be used to create high-performance application, and it is developed by the Bjorn Stroustrup as the extension of the C programming language. So whatever we learn in the C programming language, those methods or those tools we can use in the C++ programming language also. But little bit different we get in the C++ programming language. But basic things is always depends on the C programming. And it gives the high performance with the control of the system resources and the memory. So these are the advantages. These things are this one is the advantages of the C++ programming language. So what features we get in the C++ programming language? So in the C++ programming language is one of the object-oriented programming. So concept of the object we get in C++, or every features we can define with the help of object basis. It is a very simple programming language, and it is one of the platform dependent. So in every machine can have the different platform or the different operating system. So in the different operating system, C++ we get some differences in the writing of the C++ programming language, and it is a mid-level programming language. So basic of the C++ programming is the structured programming language. So whatever we write within the functions or within the block of the programming, according to that one we get the structure of the programming. It have the rich library set. So from where we get the different method or the different functions we can use in the C++ programming in our C++ programming concept. Then it have the capability to manage the memory space. It is very fast and one of the powerful language. We can use the concept of the pointer, where the pointer or the value we can access with the help of memory space. And every C++ programming language based on the compiler. So for the different compiler we have to define the different programming language, and it have the specific syntax. So when we have to write the C++ programming language, at that time we have to always follow the syntax of the C++ language. So first we move to the basic block of the C++ programming language. So when we have to write one C++ programming language at that time we can use the some token. We can use some token to write the C++ programming, and these are the basic block or the basic token of the C++ programming language. So here we get the 5 different basic block of the C++. One is the keyword, next one is the identifier, constant, operator, and the strings. And every block have a specific meaning in the programming languages. So first basic block of the C++ programming language, that one is the keyword. So keyword means that one is the predefined word in the compiler. So already we come to know about the compiler of the C++ programming language. So when we use the compiler, then every compiler in every compiler some keywords or some words are already defined, and these defined words are called as the keyword. So in C++ we get the total around 92 keywords, and here in this table I mentioned some of the keywords, not the all, and every word have some specific meaning in the C++ language. Like auto is a keyword to define the automatic variable or the local variable in the C++ programming language for the particular block or the where we define the variable. So next one is the break. So break keyword is used to break the execution. So like that one, every word have one specific meaning, and for that particular meaning we can use the keywords. So always keyword we can write within the lowercase. Uppercase character we cannot use in the case of keyword. And if we write the same word in the capital letter, then that one is not considered as the keyword, because keywords are already defined in the compiler. So lowercase words are defined in the compiler. So that one is called as the keyword. Next one is the identifier. That one is also used to write the C++ programming. So identifier means the meaning of the word which are not defined in the compiler. That one is called as the identifier. Or in a simple language we can say key identifier is the reverse of the keyword. So keywords are already defined, meaning of the keywords are already defined in the compiler, where meaning of the identifiers are not defined in the compiler. So every identifier defined by the user. So in one programming, if I define a variable name as the A1 or suppose N1, then we can use user know that what is the meaning of this variable name A1 or the N1. So A1 or N1, that one is not defined in the compiler. That's why these are called as the identifier. So in one C++ programming, we can use the many of variable names, functions names, and this variables names and the functions names are called as the identifier. Next basic block of the C++ programming language is the constant. So constant refers the fixed value for a location or for a location in a particular one programming. So normally identifier not keeps the constant value, but if we define the fixed value for a location or for a identifier throughout the program, then that one is defined as the constant. So constant may be defined with any one of the basic data type of the C++ programming language. Like constant we can declare with as the integer data type, with the integer data type, or with the floating point data type, or with the character data type, or any other like boolean, double, or the long int data type. So these are considered as the constant. But during the execution of the during the execution of the program, we cannot change the value of the constant. That's why we can say this one is the fixed value we refer for a constant value. Next basic block of the C++ programming is the operator. And in C++ programming, we get the many type of operators like arithmetic, assignment operator, relational operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, and some special operators. So arithmetic operators means operators means the symbol which are used to make one expression. These are called as the operator. So in the arithmetic expression, like suppose we have to add the two numbers, then we use one arithmetic operation, and to represent the arithmetic operation, to this arithmetic operation, we can write as a plus b or p plus q, like that one. So this plus is used as the arithmetic operator because a plus b is represent as one arithmetic expression. So any kind of arithmetic expression we can use the arithmetic operator. So in case of C++, we get the 5 different arithmetic operator: plus for the operation plus, minus, multiplication, and for the division. These are the 4 basic operators, and another one is the modulus operator. So these are the arithmetic operators we get in the case of C++ language. Assignment operator is used to assign a value to a specific location. Then it is called as the assignment operator. So in C++, we get only one assignment operator, that one is equal, but some shorthand operator we can use as the assignment operator also, like plus equal, minus equal, like that one we get some shorthand operator, and this shorthand operator is also considered as the assignment operator. Next category of the operator in the C++, that one is the relational operator. To represent the relation between the two variable or two different expression, we can use the relational operator. In this category, we get the operations like greater than, less than, greater than equal, less than equal, is equal, and not equal. These are called as the relational operator, because relational operator is compare the two values like a greater than b, or we can say as the x greater than y or x less than y. Like that one we can compare the two values x and y or a and b. That's why these operators are also called as the comparison operator. So relational operator or the comparison operator, these are create the relation between the two variables or compare the two values. That's why it is considered as the relational operator. Next category of the operator in C++ is the logical operator. So this operator, from the name of this operator we get this one is these operators are related to the logical value. So in the logical operator category we get the mainly 3 different operator: logical AND, logical OR, and exclusive OR. Logical NOT. So these 3 are the logical operators. So if we have to compare the two logical value or two Boolean values, then it is considered as the logical operator. So suppose we have to give one example, like if height 1 or height of a person is greater than the height of the second person and weight of the first person is less than the weight of the second person, then that person is eligible for the particular one examination. Okay, so we can say with the highest or with the greater height and low weight, that particular person is eligible for the exam. So at that time, then we can say this one is the one height of the one person is greater than the height of the second person. So it represents the value, output value, logically true or false. Maybe the height of the first person is greater than the height of the second person, or may not be. So at that time we get the, if the criteria is, we get the output is true, then it is represented as the logical value 1, and if the height of the first person is less than the height of the second person, then we can say that one is the logical, it represents the output logical 0. So here we get the one logical output, either 0 or 1, and in the second comparison is done between the weight of the two person. So if the weight of the first person is less than the second person, weight of the second person, then it gives the true, and oppositely it, if not true, then it gives the false value. So the false value is represented by 0 and true value is represented by 1. So in the, when we have to combine both the expression, then output of this two expression we get either 0 or 1. And when the logical compare, we have to combine the both the expression, logical expression, then to combine these two output we can use one logical operator. Next one is the bitwise operator. So bitwise operator is always work on the bit value. So when we have to write the bitwise operator, then we get always use the normal number, but bitwise operator work on the bit value. So before going to the operation of the bitwise operator, first convert it to the bit value, then we can use the bitwise operator. So bitwise operators are bitwise logical and bitwise AND gate, bitwise OR gate, and bitwise exclusive OR. And another one category we get, that one is the shift right and the shift left. So these are the bitwise operator. And in the last category, means that one is the other or the special category. So in the special category of the operators, we get some special special operators like size of, comma operator. These are the special operator used in the C++ programming language. So size of operator give the size of that particular variable. For that reason, this is the special purpose, that's why it is comes under the special category. Then in the case of C++ programming, we use comma for the or as the separator of the expression or separator of the value. So that's why it have the special uses. That's why these are considered as the other or the special category operator. So next basic block of the C++ language is the string. So string means actually collection of the character type variable values. So if we have to represent name of a person, then it is a, we can say it is a combination or the collection of characters. So that one is represent in the C++ programming language, that one is represent as one string. And normally when we represent the string, then string is surrounded by the double quotation. So that is about the basic block of the C++ programming language. So when we have to write this C++ programming language, then we can use the any category of the basic block of the C++. And next one is the namespace. So when we can write the programming, when we write the programming, C++ programming, then we can use one special features. That one is called as the namespace. So what is the namespace? Namespace is actually one declarative region that provides the scope to the identifier. So inside the program, we can define the variable, define different functions, and here we get the one scope, means variables. Scope of the variable means where we can use the name of that particular variable. Or when we define one function, then where we can define and how can we define the functions within the programming language, and that one is defined as the namespace. So basically namespace are used to organize the code in the logical group and to prevent the name collision. So names of the namespace are normally not same. So when we can create the namespace, or some namespace are already available in the library. So from the multiple library, we can use the different namespace, but every namespace have the different name. So all identifier within that particular namespace, so it gives the scope and the visibility to one another without any qualification. So anywhere we can use the namespace, and with the help of namespace we can use the different variable, different functions, or simply we can say different identifier which are already declared within the namespace. One of the standard namespace used in the C++, that one is the std. So that std namespace is already available in the library of the C++ compiler. So some methods and some variables or some words are already defined in the std namespace. So when we have to use those variable or the functions within our program, then before that one we have to use the namespace, that particular namespace. One of the example of the std namespace is the cout and cin. These are the two basic stream used in the C++ programming, and these two streams are available in the std namespace. So when we have to use the cout or the cin stream in our programming, before that one we have to use the namespace std. So next one is the data types in the C++. So when we have to declare the variables, then before declaring the variable we have to know about what type of value we have to store in that particular variable, and for that type of classification, what type of data we can store in that particular variable, for that reason one data type is required. Like if we have to store the numerical value in one variable of the C++ programming language, then we can declare that variable either in the integer or in the floating type of variable. These are the two basic type of the C++. And if we have to store the character type variable in the C++ programming, character type value in a variable of the C++ programming, then we can declare as the character or with the string. Here character or the string, these are defined as the data type. So for the every data type, there have some keywords are already defined in the C++ compiler. So like that one is we say that numerical value may be categorized as the integer or the floating point type. So integer, for the integer type value we have to use the keyword int. Like that one, if the numerical value is the floating point type, then we have not to write the floating point like that one. Instead of that one, in the C++ programming language, to define one variable for the to store the floating point type value, we have to declare with the data type float, and this float is the keyword used in the C++ language. So C++ programming language support the following type of the data type. First category of the data type is the primary data type. Primary data types means which are already, definition of these data types are already defined in the compiler. So basic data type we get in the C++ programming language, these are the integer, character, floating point, boolean, double floating point, or the for. Then second category of the second category of the data type in the C++ language, that one is the derived. So from this category we can say these data types are based on the any other data type. So function, array, pointer, these are the derived data type. Next one is the next category is the user defined. So user defined means any programmer or any user can define any data type for his or her programming. So this data types are called as the user defined data type. So name of the user defined data types are the class, structure, union, enum, and the type diff. These are the different type of user defined data type. So first category is the primary data type. So primary data type have the already defined in the C++ compiler, and properties are already defined. So for the integer data type we can use the keyword int. So when we write the int, at that time we come to know about the memory space of required for that particular variable, and what is the range of that particular data type or particular variable. Then character, another one is data type is the primary data type is the character. So character data type can store the character value in that particular variable, and it is represented with the help of keyword char, and it occupies the 1 byte of memory space, and range is defined as the -128 to 127. Okay. And next one is the boolean data type. It is also comes under the primary data type of the C++ programming language, and keyword is used for this data type is the bool, and it is used to store the boolean value or logical value, or we can say as the true or false value in a variable. Next one is the floating point type variable. So floating point type variable is allowed to store the numerical point with the precision value, with the precision point. That one is considered as the floating point type value, and or in the mathematics we can say as the real number we can consider in the floating point type variable. And the keyword used for the floating point is the float, or called float. This one is uses or define the required 4 bytes of memory space. So when one variable declare with the float data type, then we can store the numerical value with the precision point or the precision values or the decimal values, and it occupies the 4 bytes of memory space from the computer memory. So sometimes what happen, it have the specific range, but sometimes what happen, the value of the floating point if very large or too small, which we cannot store in the floating point value. At that time we can use the double floating point, and range of the double floating point is greater than the or it more large than the floating point variable. That's why it is considered as the double data type. For this one uses the keyword double, and it occupies 8 bytes of memory space from the computer memory. Next data type is the void. Void means this one is a data type which represent not any value. That's why it is called as the void. So, or the valueless entity. So a void data type is used in the case of, normally we use in the case of function which not return any value. So these are about the primary data type. Next one is the derived data type. So based on the primary data type, if we create another one data type, then it is considered as the derived data type. So derived data type can not a built-in data type, so it is fully created by the user. Another one data type, category of the data type is the user defined data type. So it is called as the abstract or the user defined data type. Defining the class in C++ or a structure is fully depends on the user source. So that's why class and or the structure, these are defined in the programming language, these are called as the user defined data type. So in the user defined data type we get one data type is the enumerated data type, which is one of the user defined data type, and we can assign the value for a particular variable. So here I explain with the one example. Enum day is the data type, enumerated data type. So we can define the value as the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So here we can define, the user can define the order of the values. So if we define one variable with day data type, then data type value of that particular variable, it will be the within the range from Monday to Sunday. And in some cases we assign the value of that particular range. So here enum day and range of the day is defined as the Monday equal to 1, then it automatically takes the Tuesday equal to 2, Wednesday equal to 3, Thursday equal to 4, like that one. So values are the continuous values are assigned to the variable. So these things are about the enumerated data type. So any category, any primitive data type we can use for the enumerated data type. So floating, character or any other primitive or the primary data type value we can store for the enumerated data type. And the values of the declared within the enumerated data type, these are called as the enumerates, and it also assign the value 0 in the array. So in the previous example, here if we not define any value for the value defined within the array, then it automatically define the value 0. So these things are defined or related to the data type, and one of the special operator used in the C++ operator, that one is called as the scope resolution operator, and 2 colon symbols are used to represent the scope resolution operator. and this variable define the scope of that particular variable or that particular function. So if we declare one variable or one function within a class, then what are the scope of this variable or the function? That one we can represent with the help of scope resolution operator. So when we have to define one function or define one variable, use one function or use one variable outside the block where it is declared, then we can use the scope resolution operator. Then another one special function used in C++, this one is called as the inline function. So normally what happens in the case of function, the function execution time depends on the transfer the control from callee to caller portion and one practical execution timing. So if the function is function body is very small, at that time it takes the transfer time from one block to the another block, it is more than the practical execution time. So at that time we can use the special function in the C++ program, that one is the inline function. So normally when the body of the functions are consist of the many statement, then we cannot use the inline function options, because at that time real execution time is greater than the transfer time. Okay. But if the body of the function is very small or it contain only one line or two line, at that time we can use the inline function speciality of the C++ program, because we have to easily inline function give the facility to reduce the transfer time, or we can say that one replace the function calling statement by the body of the function. So at that time of the execution time of the function is lower than the switching time. So that it is the facility of the in that case we can use the inline function, and inline function give the or execute the block of the function or statement of the function in minimum timing. So this is about the inline function. So when significantly this one is the body of the statement, body of the functions are very small, in that case we can use the inline function category. Another one special function we can use in C++, that one is called as the friend function. So normally friend function is not the part of the class where we define the variables, but some private members of the class can be accessed by the friend function of that class, where we have to definition of the friend function is must be declared within the class. So with the help of this syntax we can define the friend function, friend, return type and the function name. So if we declare this statement within the class, then compiler knows that this particular function is friend to the class. At that time the private member of the class can be accessed by that particular function. So thank you everyone. This is all about the basic of the C++ programming language, and some other terms we can use, and that one is included in my next class. Thank you.